Hello and welcome to the Tarkis Zone. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be playing the game Black Desert Online this evening. And this video is going to be about tricks that I found in the game that made the game a lot easier. And I'm going to go over a list of things, and some of it's going to be very beginner level. And if you're tuning in hoping that you're going to find ways to make money in this video, it's not going to be that type of video. I mean, I think the tips that I give you in this video will result in better gaming experience and the ability to get silver quicker, but it's not directly related to anything that you sell in the auction house. So with that said, this is one of my tips that I'm going to tell you right now. If you want to save a lot of time in this game, for example, I'm at the warehouse right here, and I'm going to click on the warehouse. Oop. Yeah, I'm talking to him, and I'm going to ask him to get something out of the warehouse. And now here, I've got this window, which is grando if I wanted to take something off my horse and wanted to put something on my horse. But it's a pain in the keister to have it here if I don't want to do anything with my horse, and you're going to see why. Let's say, for example, I want to put this in my inventory. Now I have an extra, or from my inventory into my warehouse, I have an extra step here now, because now I have to tell it where I want it to go. And that's vice versa. If I want to pull something out of my warehouse, again, extra step here, I got to tell it where to go. So here's tip number one for you. Move your damn horse. Get your horse down here somewhere. You know, if you've got one of those whistles, which I do, I just walk down here, I give him a whistle. I don't even ride him down here. I just tell, get your ass down here, and here he comes. You know, like a good old horse. Okay, I say he's a good old horsey. See, am I either getting lag or he's standing right there. He's right here. Okay, so he is in front of me. So now he's away from the warehouse, and now I won't get that ridiculous extra step when I go to talk to this guy. So when I click on an item, it's going to say, oh, obviously you want to send it to the warehouse, and there, boom. There's no extra step involved. So there you go. There's a freebie for you, because you'll waste a lot of time clicking that button one extra time. The other thing is, and this might be obvious to you, when you go out in a boat, the auto pathing is crazy. So don't rely on it. Don't even try to. You're going to have to make the time to make your boat go where you want it to go. And I will tell you right now, if you auto path it, okay, and you're trying to get to Pirate Island, for God's sake, go away for an hour then. Because you just go zigzagging all over the place. It's ridiculous, and I don't think it's going to get fixed. But my tip to you is drive your boat yourself. You know, do the best you can and just drive it to where you want to go, because auto pathing is for the birds in this game. So that probably is an obvious one that you like, Tarkis. You didn't need to tell us that. That's just like par for the course. All right, a couple other things that I found, and obviously if you're a new player you might not know this, but you can get to the auction house through the warehouse by just clicking on warehouse, going to marketplace, and then you can put stuff in the auction house here from your warehouse or from your inventory directly here. Now you can't get items from the guy, but if you need to pick up items or the silver, then you go up to the marketplace, and that's where you pick it up. And what's nice about this game is every time you sell something, you get a message, and some people will say, okay, those messages are ridiculous, but it kind of helps you know that, all right, it's time to go to the market because I've sold these items and I have to pick those, if you want to save trips, that is. So I say, okay, I got a couple pages of sold items, I'll go to the marketplace, get my silver, then I just go back to my warehouse and slap more items up. That's how I like to do it. Tip number 3, this is a PvP game. So if you've gotten into this game thinking that that's not what it is, that's exactly what it is. And I'm just going to briefly go over this. If you're in a PvP game and you're in a spot with limited area, you need to expect PvP results, meaning this is not like social Elder Scrolls or Guild Wars 2. This is more like they designed the game knowing that the resources to grind are limited. So meaning the fact being is, let's say there's an area or maybe 2 areas in this case. Let's say there's 2 areas that from 55 to 56, you need to be in either one of those areas to make any headway into the next level. Okay? Well, if those areas are limited to 2, and you got 100 people wanting to do what you're trying to do, then there's going to be some conflict, and the game is designed for that. So what I'm trying to say is, don't get angry or don't get butthurt when someone rolls over you or a guild rolls over you, because not everybody's going to be nice about it. Even though you might have been there an hour, you should just be thanking the Lord that someone didn't attack you for that hour. That's how you need to come about it. You can't come about it like, I've been here an hour, I deserve this spot, why are you attacking me? Because that's not what this type of game is. You just need to say to yourself, oh my God, I got an hour in, you know? And that's how you've got to approach it, because the game is designed with limited spots for people to really work those areas. And with the channels, okay, we got some ridiculous amount of channels, and 30-something I think there are. I haven't counted them, but I'm just putting it out there. So, okay, you take the number of channels and you multiply that by 2 in that example, but still, we're talking about a population of thousands of people wanting to do the same thing you're trying to do, and you cannot blame them for saying, okay, they've had it long enough, I'm rolling over them. And if you can't get butt hurt. I mean, you just can't. I mean, you just got to walk away with it saying, okay, let me go do something else, you know? That's just my tip number 3 for this game, and I think that will save you a lot of headaches. Now, I will also tell you, is the community is very nice, where you're out just doing your thing. Like, say I'm grinding. I haven't been PK'd in months. And people walk by me all the time in hostile locations, and they know that I got my gathering clothes on. They know I'm not equipped for PvP, but no one's ever killed me. Now, what's going to happen is, oh, that Tarkis guy never gets killed, huh? Well, I'm going to go hunt him around Heidel. Well, please don't do that. But up to this point, nobody's bothered me. You know, if I'm not in a hot spot, you know, for grinding mobs, then, you know, that the reality is, you know, no one's going to really just kill me for karma loss. I mean, but there are some people that just find that, you know, when you got a somewhat pay to win, I'm not going to really get into that discussion, but when you get an environment where somebody can get an advantage by putting a little money into this game, you're going to always have that one person that's better than everyone else, and he's rolling over everyone. Okay, and you just, in a game like that, you just call them an uber troll, and you just move on with your day. And I think that's the advice you just need to absorb, is there's always someone going to be better than you, and you should just count your blessings that you got in as much as you could get in. So I'm going to drop that subject. Tip number 4, and this is something that, again, it's kind of a pay-to-win element, but if you listen to me now, it's not going to sound as much pay-to-win when I tell you this. Pets in this game are crucial. You got to have a pet. I don't know if you want to spend money on a pet to get it out of the gate, but in this game you got to have it, because when you get into the uber levels, anything higher than 50, people want to grind mobs and they want to move fast, and you can't be that dude that has to pick everything up manually when everybody else has 3 pets running and everything's getting gobbled up timely. You can't be that guy. So in this game you're going to have to get a pet. And the thing with pets is, and I'm going to show you mine. Oh, those are my worker empire. I'm down to 55 in my worker empire. You should be proud of me. I was up at 70 at one time. Okay, well, that's another discussion. Okay, here we are, the pets. The pets now, they have these great abilities, depending on what kind of pet you're rolling. And if you've got a pet, these other pets do something like the hawk has its own special abilities, but for what I need for the life skills, I'm getting the plus 3% for having these 3 pets out. Okay, well, that's not really what, I consider that a bonus to the pets, because the pets themselves are going to go around and pick up your stuff for you, and that is really what you're looking for. Now, you can out of the gate buy one. I ended up buying one. I bought the expansion pack in the beginning, and I had some pearls given to me in that pack. I bought this cat. I've been happy with the cat. Was happy with the cat. Didn't need any more pets. Tarkis only needed the cat. Well, throughout the game, playing the game has given me all these other pets. So don't think that it's too pay to win. You'll eventually get them. It's just that if you need to get to, like say you're one of those guys that gets to, within 3 days, gets to 50th level, well then you're going to have to dip in and get your, and get a pet, because nobody's going to want to roll with you through those grinding mobs and have you stopping and picking stuff up. It's just not a realistic option for you. Okay, and again, like I said, each pet gives you something different. The dog gives you something, the hawk gives you something. I'm just rolling these 3 pets because they're giving me the life skill bonuses. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is feeding the pets, and this is pretty cool. You want to actually just buy your feed, or you can make it. It's up to you. Organic feed, that's all I use. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run, because if you just buy the cheap feed from the stable, you're just going to be clicking this button all day long. You'd be like, oh my goodness, and it's just ridiculous how much feed it takes to feed these guys. But with this organic feed, when I click on it, I think they're getting 70 back per click. So it just, and this stuff is really inexpensive. You find it on the marketplace. There is a quest that you can do to learn how to do it. I've just never completed that quest. I just never got to the drying of the fish, and that's a whole story from another day, because I won't tell you how hard I found that quest. For I consider myself somewhat of a smart guy, that quest destroyed me. So I haven't even gone back to it. So I just buy it. Well, those are the tips that I wanted to talk about, in the game, again, for beginners. And I just figured I'd do this video. And so hopefully this helps some of you out. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkis Zone.